On Martin Luther King Day, I met a man named Joe Franks. His voice was calm and his demeanor pleasant. He said he was taking a trip on his way, but he had time to say a few words, which turned into hours. As I listened, I felt memorized, somewhat entranced, as if a peaceful golden cloud had drifted over my head and was raining soft thoughts of happiness, which he claimed was already sequenced in my DNA, but had been dormant and asleep under layers and layers of stress and anxiety, but was ready to be released through a geothermal heating process of golden clouds, mirror effect, glowing off the sun, which he said was all perfectly normal in his world. Sensing I had never been to his side of the world, he reassured me that the road was pleasantly paved with fragments of my ancestors' DNA, and wants and desires were no longer needed, just an open mind to a highway that would lead me over the horizon, where a fork in the road would ask me a question, and if my mind was clear, the answer would be right. And if I was not yet ready, the road would go to the left, but not to be alarmed, because in the end it would curve around, just taking the scenic route. By now I was sensing hours had gone by, and I had not drank a drop of water. He sensed my mind was wandering and said, not to change the subject, but they say that salmon skin is good for you when it is crunchy. I said, yes, they call me the garlic bread eater. Oh, and your wife? Yeah, she's the shrimp eater. I see. He went on, you probably have guessed by now, I just passed through, transcending time and space, becoming a free-floating soul, attached to nothing. I replied, well, that's strange because I can still see you. He said, well, it's complicated, but understand, as a free-floating soul, I am now connected to everything on that highway over the horizon we talked about earlier, if you believe in time. I didn't have the heart to tell him I was lost, so he just nodded as if he knew and proceeded to finish his story, which had no ending. With time suspended and space leaking, I drifted off. But somewhere along the way, he asked me if I had always been this way. I said, this way, what? Lost. A long pause, and then he went on about how, well, we're all suffering because we're human. I laughed, and we both agreed that there was something wrong with me. But there was hope, because the way Joe put it, my DNA was programmed for success. I laughed again, and he chuckled as if, wait and see. And I wondered, will we talk again? Shrimp eater, huh? Yeah, sounds good. But the hour's done, and the road is clear. I must go.